Hi teachers, Carrie Hepburn here. I want to show you a couple things. One is that I want to show you just in a brief video how we can support students when they're reading graphic novels. And I want to show you how to do this using a book that I found on Epic. And so I have been doing a lot of work around transfer and supporting students with their transfer of their learning from one situation to the next. And so I want to show you, it's not like a lesson, but you can take it and turn it into your own lesson. I want to show you how I took a repertoire chart, so an anchor chart that's filled with strategies to help students become a better reader, and show the students how we could take those strategies that they used in prose, which are books with sentences and paragraphs, and use those same strategies when they're reading a graphic novel. So this is just me like briefly creating like a little tip or trick kind of video that you could use with your students with whatever anchor charts that you have and depending on their grade level. So I'm going to share my screen with you really quick. And it is a mess, so I apologize for that, but I wanted to show you a couple things. So this is the repertoire chart. Off we go, readers go on adventures. And so one of the things that I would do as their teacher is I would remind students of these strategies that they do when they read a book. So get ready, take a sneak peek. They keep track of where and when things happen in the story and how that change happens and where the story is taking place, predicting what might happen next. So I'm going to, and then rereading to notice more. Those are like the 4 strategies right now that I'm going to use to show you the first couple of pages of this text that you could incorporate with your students. And I'm also hoping that I can share some little tips on how to read a graphic novel because we haven't spent a lot of time typically as adults reading many graphic novels. So I want to make a little bit of space here and have this close by so that we can check it out. So this book is on Epic. It is an Epic original. It's a series, and I've heard a lot of kids are just like totally loving this book. And so, or this series, that's why I wanted to bring it to you. It's called Cat Ninja, Book 1, The Great Hamster Heist. So what you could do with your students is show them, let them take a quick sneak peek. Just remind them, just like when you're reading Nate the Great, or when you're reading Cam Jansen, or when you're reading Percy Jackson, we always take a sneak peek. We look at the front of the book, we read the back of the book, and this is the back of the book with the blurb, and then we flip through the book and just try to predict what might happen or what the story is mostly going to be about. So I'll quickly just model that for you. So readers, today we're going to start like a whole new kind of reading. And so what I want to show you is that we've been learning all of these great strategies as readers, right? Like we've been learning that it's important to take a sneak peek, that's how we get ready for our reading. We also learned how to like keep track of our reading, where we are in the story, where the characters are, how things change. We make great predictions. We think about our predictions and what might happen next based on what's happening in the story right now, right? We take time to like retell the important parts, and sometimes we even mark those pages so we don't forget that this is really an important part of the story, or this is important to solving the problem. We reread to notice more, and sometimes we'll reread if we get a little bit confused, and then we connect parts of the story. And so today what I want to show you is how we can do some of these strategies when we're reading. And so really quick, I'm going to show you this really great graphic novel. We're going to take what we do with regular books and apply that to a graphic novel. And so this is another medium of reading that we can do, but sometimes it's a little bit different. That's why I want to teach into this today. So let's take a quick sneak peek. Cat Ninja, Book 1, The Great Hamster Heist. Wow, this sounds serious, doesn't it? It's by Matthew Cody, illustrated by Yehudi Mercado. And then when I look at the back of the book, it says Cat Ninja, the silent master of cat foo. Let's read the blurb and see what it says. Cat Ninja must stop Master Hamster and his critter commandos before the fiendish furballs rob every bank in Metro City. Fiendish furballs. Cat Ninja must stop the fiendish furballs from robbing every bank. Cat Ninja, hamsters robbing every bank in Metro City. So that gives me some things to think about. So teachers, that would be something that you could do. You could also flip through the book. When I was trying to flip through the book, though, it takes just a little bit of time. And this book, first of all, it has a lot of pages and lots of different characters. So that's up to you when you think about like the purpose of you showing this book to kids, whether it's a read aloud or you're wanting it to do like, and if you want to do an interactive read aloud, or do you want to use this as just like a brief mini lesson? So I'm kind of going to go in and out of teaching and talking to teachers. So, all right, readers, do you think you were ready to, let's see what happens. We've done our sneak peek. I can't wait. I'm assuming this is Cat Ninja, and he's going to stop the master hamster, the fiendish furballs, from robbing every bank in Metro City. Let's go. Let's get started. Cat Ninja, the Great Hamster Heist. Now, readers, I want to point out some things as I'm sharing this book with you today. It's really important for you to understand that graphic novels are different than the prose books with lots of sentences and words and paragraphs. So when you see a box like this, it says Metro City, that is typically, that's called a caption box. And that is where right now the narrator, the person who's telling us some background information about the story, they're telling us, looky here, keeping track, where the story is taking place. So Metro City. All right. Something else that you're going to want to notice is that we see a lot in this panel, this large illustration. This is a passage of time that's happening in the story. And then we have some things here. These are called speech bubbles. And those are happening where this character here, which I'm assuming is the hamster, is speaking. So when I read the book, when I read the graphic novel, I'm going to look up, I'm going to start at the top and I'll go across, but there's not any writing, and then go down. Okay, so Metro City. You may have found my secret lair, Cat Ninja, but you're too late. Your feeble feline brain is no match for Master Hamster. Looky here. Cat Ninja, silent master of cat foo in the Great Hamster Heist, Part 1. Let's see what happens. Now, readers, I want to point this out as well. When you're reading a graphic novel, this is a panel, this is a panel, this is a panel. Each panel tells us important information and it builds upon one another. So this gives us some information and then we move on through the story. So this is one time in the story and then we keep on going through the story versus reading and having to create the picture in our mind. We have to read the words and the pictures, okay? So you need to reread the words and the pictures so that you notice more. This is really important. So remember, this is a caption box, an enemies list, or something even more diabolical. Wow. So look at this. What I'm noticing is this is not a speech bubble, so he's not saying this. This is not a thought bubble, kind of like this. And sometimes they look a little different, so he's not thinking this. This is the narrator telling us this. And so when I look at this picture, I'm looking at Cat Ninja's eyes, and what I'm noticing is his eyes are like piercing, like they're focused on this chalkboard. And so I have to read the words and the illustrations and figure out what this this panel means. So an enemies list or something even more diabolical. So in my mind, what I'm thinking is the cat ninja is thinking this is a list of enemies, and I'm looking at the picture, and this to me looks like a building of some sort. So I feel like I need to keep track of this. This is really important. All right, let's go down to the next panel. This panel's a little bit smaller. Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of hamsters? Looky here. So Cat Ninja, he's thinking, I think he's thinking this, like, who knows what kind of evil lurks in the hearts of hamsters? And then look down. Here we go. We see not only Cat Ninja down here, but see how the illustrators changed it? There's the hamster. This is like a robot, like a transformer kind of thing. That's interesting, isn't it? So let's read what the hamster has to say. Thanks to my genius robot's rocket boots, I make my escape. Genius robots rocket boots. But know this, very soon all of Metro City will bow to me. So he's got, let's predict what's going to happen next. He has robot rocket boots. I noticed that he's pretty high up and Cat Ninja's really low. And looky, they're like on the ground. So what are we thinking might happen next? I want you to do just like what you do in your books. What do you guys think might happen next? Let's go up to the next panel. Looky here. So Cat Ninja, and we're noticing that the hamster guy, he's like flying in the air. That must be the robot rocket boots, right? And then looky here, he's got like this claw thing. Do you see that? Like he's got the claw. So I'm wondering, what is he going to do with this? And then down here, get off me, you fiendish furball. You'll crash us both. Look at the hamster's face this time. He looks like nervous or scared, doesn't he? And when I look here, down there is, that's Cat Ninja. And it looks like he threw this thing, this like that claw thing, and it's wrapped around. And you can see how the author did this? This tells us what it sounds like. Ka-chuck, ka-chuck. It looks like it's wrapped around. Hamster's looking scared. Get off me, you fiendish furball. You're gonna crash us both. Let's think about this. Let's keep track of where we are. So remember, we were back here, we started out in his secret lair. All right. And now I'm seeing that there's these boots and they're flying in the air, aren't they? Yeah, they're flying in the air. So I'm kind of predicting that he's going to go somewhere. He's got to be going somewhere. Let's see here. Let's go down. Crash. Crash. So this is where the author again is like giving us, telling us the sound, the noise, something important. And so what I'm noticing is this looks like a building in the window, crash. And then we're seeing like the hamster guy, and he looks like he's left. He's flown out of the building. And then look at this, that claw with the string. There's Cat Ninja. Can you believe it? So readers, like today and every day, when you read a graphic novel, you can do the same strategies that we do when we read a prose book. You can take that sneak peek. You can keep track of where and when. You can predict what might happen next. And you're really, really, really going to have to reread to notice more. But you're no longer just reading the words. You really need to read those pictures. So I can't wait to see how you try this in your own graphic novel. Off you go. So teachers, I never try to create like a perfect video. I try to be real with you guys. I fumble on my words. I just, some of this is awkward. And so for me, like reading graphic novels is still awkward. It's something that I haven't gotten a ton of practice with yet, but I want you to see how you can transfer those skills you've been teaching your students already to do when they're reading a prose book, and they can use that in graphic novels. And I wanted you to see me starting to apply some of that because this is deep work. This is heavy work. And so when I look at this particular graphic novel, like, they recommend this book for kids who are 6 to 11. And so think of the support that students are going to really rely heavily on those pictures. And we have to teach into that for words like secret lair, heist, um, let me see here. There was some feeble feline brain, um, evil that lurks in the heart of hamsters. There was a lot of really big language in this, and kids are going to love it, but they're going to need to know, how do I read and create meaning from the pictures and the illustrations? So I just want to encourage you to take some time and practice this. Like, pull out some of your anchor charts that you've been using, some of those strategies, and give it a shot. Thank you so much.